Hey, dude here. Hey, you ever hear that crabs in a bucket thing? You know, where the crab fishermen start loading up the bucket with crabs and they don't need to put a lid on it because if one crab starts trying to climb out of the bucket, lo and behold, the other crabs pull it right back in. Here's the weird part. Right now, I don't really feel like that, but and I know exactly how this happens, how this works, because I've been here so many times before. Every single time I try and change something in my life for the positive, something happens and something is trying to hold you back to where you are and saying, hey, you're not getting out of this bucket. I don't know who you think you are, but you know, you belong right here with the rest of us in comfort land. And I was kind of pondering this subject. I think I've identified 3 basic things that, you know, can keep you back or that hold me back. And first of all, whenever you're trying to make a positive change in your life, you know, there's the inner circle. Sadly enough, it's the people closest to you. At times it might be a spouse or a partner, could be children, parents, you know, very close friends, people you would think are your best friends. And for whatever reason, they might, you know, you might give them the idea like, oh, I'm going to open this new restaurant, or I'm going to lose 100 pounds. And they just go like, what are you, stupid? You know, you're not going to do that, or you can't do that. And they feel the most comfortable with you because they're close to you and they speak their mind. But man, the sad thing is sometimes all you want is a, you know, hey, I think you can do that. Go for it. So unfortunately, the inner circle is sometimes one of the things that are the first people to kind of reject your notion or your goal or your idea. And then the second thing I think is, then I call it the outer circle. You know, they might be people who are, you know, more at arm's length. You know, the people who are, you know, like your Facebook friends, or you know, an uncle or an aunt or a distant relative, or you know, co-workers. You know, someone in a church organization, something like that, or social club. And they might hear your idea, or they might see you doing something different, or you know, they see me starting to make some changes, and all of a sudden they're scratching their head going, what are they doing? And they may not give you the whole like, oh, you're stupid or you're crazy, but it might be more of like a passive aggressive, like, oh, trying to lose 100 pounds, good luck. You know, or it might be something that's just, it shoots you down in a passive aggressive way, or kind of gets in your head, messes with you a little bit. And those are the other kind of crabs that are trying to keep you in the bucket, because heaven forbid you leave them and leave them where they are. They don't want that. And the third, and I think most important, probably the biggest crab of all, is us, me, you, our own thoughts. You know, we're in such a habit of playing that record over and over and over. And a lot of times we just got the wrong record playing. And that record is saying all the doubt and fear and negative self-talk that we have. And I mean, I find myself listening to that voice over the years a lot. It's like, what are you doing here? Who do you think you are? You should stay back with the other crabs. And I don't think that anyone is trying to sabotage. I mean, if they are, they're not a good person and they shouldn't be in your life or my life. But I don't think that anyone does it intentionally for the most part. Maybe a random YouTube commenter. But I think for the most part, it's more of their own fear, their own insecurity that, hey, you know, this person might actually do it. They might actually jump out of the mold, get out of the bucket, and go make something of themselves while we're all down here just waiting to be slaughtered. And the biggest thing we have to try and protect is, I think, our own thought process, our own mentality, and go, you know, I'm not I'm not going to join the crabs. I'm not staying in there. And so it sucks is a lot of times we just want someone to like say, hey, get on my back. Let me give you a boost. You can get out of the bucket, then maybe you can turn around and lift me up too. But it's just not the way that it works a lot of times. And it is kind of sad, but it's kind of a true principle. And many times before, I have listened to that voice and I've fallen prey to the crab in a bucket, to just revert to my old ways, stay right where you are, stay in the comfort zone. And this time around, I've done a lot of self-reflection, and I'm not going to listen to that voice anymore. I'm not going to listen to the naysayers, whether they be close friends or family, whether they be extended and people in my outer circle, or whether it be my own dang voice. Because I can tell you one thing, this time I'm not staying in that damn bucket. Matter of fact, this time I'm getting out. And this time it's for good.